Baker, I know after the first couple games you may not do anything differently regarding the batted balls, but at this point, have you decided that maybe you'll do some different drills or practice some kind of way differently to try to alleviate that problem?
No, I think it still goes as to what we've been talking about, finding windows to throw in games, and then also we just got to get their hands down when it comes to quick game, things like that, of that nature. So, yeah, just finding windows.
When you went back and looked at the tape, that 4th and 1, the RPO, what did you see? Was that a call you were comfortable with? Or?
Yeah, Buda Baker's blitzing, so that's my answer. It's tough on Ian because Buda's hitting the inside on the blitz, so they're going to, stem out. So it's tough on him. Because he knew that he wasn't going to get to me, he put his hands up and just a couple fingers off.
Why not try something new or change something of it, or drill-wise?
If you got a drill for me, you can let me know. If you have a drill for me, you can let me know.
Coaches haven't given you any suggestions or something like that?
It's like staying in the pocket. It's finding windows to throw, getting their hands down in a quick game. It's the same things I keep saying.
Baker, 49ers sacked Stafford 7 times, pressured him 17. Do you look forward to that challenge?
Yeah, it's a great challenge for us. A defense that's playing at an extremely, extremely high level. Obviously, they made it a deep playoff run, and they've been consistent for years now. So it's a great challenge for us. Physical up front, their front seven, obviously, kind of speaks for itself. The names they have, the players, and just how they're playing, and they consistently play all the time. So it's a good challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it. But it's one of those weeks that you got to know what you're facing and own up to it.
Baker, Matt talks about the conversations you guys have on Tuesdays. What are those like, and what have you taken from those last 4 weeks?
He does a good job of kind of feeling the just kind of the vibe of the team, after games, and just seeing what guys need, and just kind of listening. So, I take from that just anything I can, how to lead these guys, anybody I need to put my arm around, things like that of that nature, or whatever the message is that he wants to, spread for the week. Just making sure that we're on the same page, and I'm consistently, repeating those things top down. So, it's a good little debrief meeting.
A few minutes ago, Matt, in describing your resiliency, you used the word elite in response to how you bounce back. What do you take from adversity you've already been through to really push you now?
Yeah, it's like I said after the game. Nobody's happy where we're at, just plain and simple. But it's can either harp on it or look at the tape, fix it, and get better from it. So we just overall have to be better. It's consistently after looking at the tape, we just have to do our job better at a higher level. It's time for our offense to actually play well, and instead of just relying on our defense and special teams to save us and bail us out, we have to play well. We have to execute. So handling the next punch is how I'd say adversity goes for me. Things are going to happen. Some things within a game you can't control, but some things, and a lot that we've hurt ourselves, we can control. So that's how we need to process this information.
Baker, Christian said right after the game there were a lot of plays out there to be had. When you kind of look back at film, is it more promising to get the offense off the ground when you see, like, hey, it's just a subtle difference here, a subtle difference there? Is that what you're seeing when you look back at it?
No, it's more frustrating than anything. There's plays to be made, but we have to make them, and that's on players, and that's on us. That's on me as the quarterback, as the leader, and just getting it fixed. And so it's more frustrating than promising because we're going into week 5 right now. So let's get it fixed. It's time.
Is it more frustrating when the defense is playing as well as they are, and
Yeah.
the offense can?
Yeah, I said that after the game. It's frustrating when they're playing that well, and we continually put them in bad positions, field position-wise, not scoring points to where they can play aggressive how they normally would. And they've played a lot more snaps than we have because we're not consistently controlling the ball, time possession. We're not doing that. So we're making it extremely hard for them to do their jobs at a high level. So we have to own it. We just have to be better as an offense.
Baker, where do you think this offensive identity is right now?
There's positives to where we're running the ball. We can be a really good run team efficiency-wise. We have guys that can break tackles when we do get those completions. But right now, there's no identity because we're not consistent enough. So, and that's not anything schematically-wise. That's just on us players is executing. We have to be better. So we have to own that. We just haven't been good enough. There's no excuse. We just haven't been good enough, and we have to fix it.
I'm sure you place as the quarterback, you place a certain amount of pressure on yourself. How do you handle that pressure in such a high pressure position?
I can't do it myself. I'll say that. I can't try and handle all the pressure myself. I can't try and act like I have it all figured out. I have to go behind the scenes and make sure that we're talking and communicating consistently. Not, it goes back to day one, like we said. Leave nothing unsaid. Make sure that we're all on the same page. So, and just trying to make sure that guys know that we're going to be accountable to each other, and everybody has to be held accountable. And that goes top down. And we've relayed that message, and that's what we're doing this week.
Fair, I know the quarterback always gets the blame for everything, but how fair is that with what's going on this year?
Completely fair. I'll take that any day of the week. We just have to be better. I've said before, I pride myself on being a guy that elevates the guys around him and being able to lead at an extremely high level. And obviously that has not happened yet. So I'm working really hard on that. And, it starts with me just doing my job the very best I can and then going from there. So, I'll take a lot of blame for that, and then I consistently will.
After the game on Sunday, you had responded about not really caring about the fans booing. I was just wondering if today would you respond the same way about that question in terms of the fans booing?
Yeah. I mean, we have to play better. I mean, what goes on the outside has nothing to do with how we play, so we just have to do our job. I mean, doesn't matter. There's a lot of ball left. We have a lot of home games left, so we'll see how it turns out. But right now we're worried about getting better. And, like we said, I said after the game, we went down and scored when they were the loudest, booing. And we have to be better.
You have prided yourself for a long time on also accuracy. You've been known as an accurate quarterback. Where do you think your accuracy has stood so far in 4 weeks, and where can that improve?
There's definitely been misses that I've mentioned to you guys. It's frustrating because it's a game of inches. It's the most cliche thing to say, but it really is. And so when we're just off a little bit from a QB and receiver standpoint or tight end standpoint, or even those checkdowns to the backs, it's very, very frustrating. So like I said, I have to improve. I have to be better, and that's a lot of this is on me, and I understand that, and I'll take that and roll with it.
Baker, you've been a confident player, college pro, your whole time. When things are going not the way you want them to, anybody in that situation, their confidence could be shaken. Where is your confidence right now, and what do you do to kind of look internally? I say, do your job, fix it. You've said all those things, but away from the field, how much are you thinking about how you can get better, what you can do better?
You asking how I'm handling that, or specifics, or?
However you might look inward when things didn't go well at times in Cleveland as well. So, what have you kind of gone back to with yourself to kind of pull yourself back and get yourself going?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. I've been here before. I'm pretty comfortable in this position. So I have experience being able to bounce back, being able to handle things the right way, and to lead. So for me, we'll be just fine.
Is it film study? How do you look inward, though? Or what do you kind of fall back on to kind of get yourself going again?
Yeah, it's everything. Film study, detailed the basic fundamentals, making sure that we're straight on that, and then going from there, communication-wise, like I've said, and then executing. Just, when all else fails, you got to execute on Sunday. You're good.
I understand it may feel like another lifetime ago. What have you learned from the last time you played the 49ers?
That's 2019 was kind of a different year there in Cleveland. Joe Woods was the coordinator who's in Cleveland now. So there's some similar things personnel-wise. A lot of turnover there. Some of the front players are the same. To me, they play hard. They do what they do at an extremely high level. They've never been the most complex schematically because they just line up and beat you, flat out beat you, because they play well and they do their jobs at a high level, like I've said. So, there's a lot of differences, but we're in the moment right now, and they're coming off a big division win with a lot of confidence.
Baker, in How you handle this, is this more difficult than last year when there were some injuries and, tangible things you could point to?
I think every situation is unique to its own. I can't directly compare. So I'm living in the moment right now and trying to handle this in the best way possible. So, yeah, I'm not going to compare and contrast to last year when it comes to health-wise too.
Baker, that touchdown drive in the fourth quarter, that was the first touchdown drive you guys have had that wasn't more than 1, 2, or 3 plays since week 1. Did it feel different to move the ball? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, to have an extended drive that ends in a touchdown, did that feel any different? Is there anything you can build on?
Yeah, in the moment, guys were just doing their job, and we look back on the tape, and that was the message. When we just do our job, good things happen. So let's consistently do that. And you saw that within the 2-minute drive before half, kind of the same process. We drove the ball, got down, with time to spare for Eddie to make a field goal. And when guys just play fast and don't think, good things happen. So we have to continue to do that. That's the message that I'm continuing to say and build that confidence to where we've shown that we can do it. Let's consistently do it now.
You've had those in the interim. You had some touchdown drives that were really short, just like long explosive plays. What I guess is the difference when you really can grind out those drives and finish with a touchdown, kind of like emotionally for the team?
I mean, it's huge confidence builder. Obviously, when the big plays happen, it's a spark for the whole team. But for an offense, putting together a long drive, it's huge in the long run of, okay, we've shown that we can do it. Now let's just go do it again. So it's confidence within our own offense and just building on that.
Maybe this will sound weird or hokey, but I mean, it seems like you play your best football when you're having fun, you have a joy and a passion out there. How do you keep that when you're struggling like that? How do you make sure you go out there and are happy every time versus pushing and pressing?
Yeah, you can't push or press. We work within the week to where on Sundays you can go out there and let it fly, let it rip, and enjoy it. You work during the week to earn the right on Sundays to go enjoy it, and that's another message that we're talking about. To feel confident in it, and when you're confident and you're having fun, good things happen. So obviously winning is a lot more fun. That covers up a lot, but we have to get to that point, and it starts just being detail-oriented and enjoying that process to where when you do your job right, enjoy it, pick your guys up, have fun with it, and on to the next.